What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day The Single Life, Season 4, Episode 6, Veronica Double Dates. Let's get into Veronica and Jamal. So when their segment begins, Veronica and Jamal are going to be meeting up with Tim and his girlfriend Louisa to play doubles pickleball. It's just crazy how pickleball has become this big old rage because I have never heard of pickleball before 2023. The first time that I ever heard of pickleball, it was when Jamie Foxx came out of the hospital after he was in the hospital for a very long time with that mysterious illness. And he came out of the hospital and the reports were saying that he was seen playing pickleball. And I was like, what is pickleball? I've never heard of this before. So now on every single reality TV show, it seems like somebody's playing pickleball because I remember them playing pickleball on The Golden Bachelor. They played pickleball. So here we are. Veronica and Jamal, Tim and Louisa are playing doubles pickleball. And after they play the game, the two men have a chance to talk, Jamal and Tim, and they're both very apologetic about their previous behavior. They both apologize for how they acted with one another, and Tim says that he should not be too involved with Veronica and Jamal's relationship. So they're, hitting a reset on their relationship. So soon after that, they all four go out to dinner, and the conversation centers around the closeness of Veronica and Tim. I think what started it was when Tim asked Veronica, he couldn't remember how he liked his steak, so he asked Veronica, how do I order my steak? And then Veronica says to him, you usually get it medium rare. And then she goes, do you want me to order your steak for you? And so Jamal felt very uncomfortable, as he's always been feeling uncomfortable with how close Veronica and Tim are. So my question is this, Jamal, have you not watched any of Pillow Talk, any of the 90 Day Fiance Pillow Talk? Veronica and Tim filmed that together, and you can tell that they're extremely close. So I'm not understanding why Jamal thinks that now that he's entered the picture, that all of a sudden Tim and Veronica are supposed to change their dynamic, especially when they're still raising a child together. So Jamal felt really uncomfortable. I'm not even sure exactly why he feels uncomfortable about it. They are clearly platonic friends. There's nothing going on because there's nothing going on between Tim and Louisa, let alone Tim and Veronica. So I don't even understand why Jamal is so uncomfortable with this. So they talk about, I think Jamal had asked Tim and Louisa if they were, like, how serious they were, and Tim said that they were still in the very beginning stages of the relationship, that they're still getting to know each other. And then Veronica begins to speak Spanish to Louisa, and she's basically giving Louisa advice about how to handle Tim and his weirdness because, he doesn't want to get physically close. He doesn't want to kiss. He's not very good on, like touch, holding hands, all that stuff, hugging. He's not really good at that. So she was trying to give Louisa advice on how to deal with Tim, and Jamal felt left out of the conversation because they were speaking in Spanish. And so Jamal kept asking, hey, what are y'all talking about? He was really trying to get involved, and Veronica kept on telling Jamal, I'll fill you in later. I'll fill you in later. This is girls talk. It didn't bother Tim, and it really didn't bother me either, because, I think there is a language barrier with Louisa. I think she feels more comfortable with Spanish, and I didn't see anything wrong with Veronica speaking to her in Spanish. I don't know why Jamal was getting all bent out of shape about it. I didn't understand that at all. So later on, Jamal was saying how, it was really crazy that Veronica is giving Tim's girlfriend advice on how to deal with Tim because this is, he's just trying to prove this point that y'all are just way too close and y'all are just way too involved with each other's love lives. So I don't know. I mean, Jamal, if you were watching, if you were keeping up with Pillow Talk, you would see how close they were. And you should not even have gotten involved with Veronica to begin with if you were not comfortable with Tim being in the picture. But it doesn't really matter because who the hell believes that Jamal is serious about Veronica, or even if Veronica is serious about Jamal? Like, who believes that? I just don't see Jamal really trying to settle down with anybody right now. I don't even think he's ready to even call each other, him and Veronica, boyfriend and girlfriend yet. I don't even think he's ready to even label their relationship. So I don't even know why he's making a big deal about any of this, because we all know that he's not really ready to commit and settle down with Veronica by any stretch of the imagination. Moving on from there, let's talk about Natalie. So Natalie goes out to eat with her mom, and like always, her mom brings up Michael because Michael is her mom's favorite. So she brings up Michael, and she tells Natalie to call him because she wants to talk to Michael. So Natalie calls him, and when he gets on the phone or on FaceTime, she's like, "Hi, how are you?" Like really happy, enthusiastic. To see him or whatever. And he was like, "Hi, Natalie, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah." So then Natalie tells him that, I have a big surprise for you. So she turns the camera and she faces it to her mom. And so Michael was happy to see her mom. The mom was obviously very happy to see Michael. And so her mother tells Michael that she wants to make arrangements for them to have coffee or tea together. Now he's in Washington, they're in LA, and he's like, "You know what? Yeah, sure. No problem. We can do that. No big deal." So after that, we see Josh, Natalie's boyfriend, and he is out with two of his friends who are also his colleagues. Now, I did not know that Josh was in the entertainment or the movie industry. I had no idea because, like I said, I never watched The Single Life before. So when I realized that he's also in the entertainment industry, I was like, so why hasn't he been able to get her any work? I mean, your boyfriend is in the industry. Why did it take another person, which was that movie producer guy that came over for dinner? Why did it take him to get her an audition? Why couldn't Josh have already done that? Or was this his way of getting her work, is through other people? I don't know. So he's in the industry and he's talking to his two colleagues about some work stuff that's coming up. And then the conversation steers towards Natalie. And the gist of it all is that his friends / colleagues, they think that Natalie is just using Josh to get into the industry. And Josh says something like, "Well, I really am hoping that she wants to be with me for me, or that she likes me for me, and she's just not using me and my connections." She totally is. She totally is. Yeah, in my personal opinion, I think Natalie to me is a succubus. Okay, she sucks the life out of men by using her sexual wiles, you know what I'm saying, by being very alluring and seductive towards men to get what she wants out of them. She did that with Michael. He brought her here to America. He helped her get her papers, and then she booked it the hell out of there. Now she's going to do it with Josh. As soon as her so-called movie career starts going, if it ever does, which I highly doubt, but if her movie career starts going, her entertainment career starts going, she's going to drop him like a bad habit. Or as she's struggling to get to the top, she's going to move from him to someone who can get her better opportunities in the industry. She's an opportunist. I think she's a succubus. So the friends were like, "Hey, what do you see in her? Like, what is really going on?" And he's like, "Well, I'm always attracted to very problematic, complicated women." No, she's throwing it down, because to me, the way I see Natalie, she understands men really well, and she knows how to get what she wants out of men, and she knows what it takes. So she uses the seduction, the sexiness, trying to be alluring and attractive to get them exactly where she wants them. She hits the home run when she gets them in bed, okay, because Natalie's a little bit unhinged. And I remember somebody saying one time that crazy women who are completely unhinged, who are really out there, crazy women are really, really, really good in bed. So I've always, like when you see a woman who's with a man who seems to be very, down to earth, very normal, your average guy, but the woman is like way out there, and you're wondering like, what the hell does he see in her? Why does he want to put up with all of this craziness? This is the reason why, because she knows how to throw it down. She knows how to seduce him. And this is what, a lot of women do. Okay. This is what a lot of women do. Not all women, but there's a good chunk of women out there who know how to do this, who know how to do this extremely well. And she's one of those people. Because she does the whole, you know how Natalie is, right? You know how she wants to turn into, all of a sudden she turns into like a little Lolita. You know, she becomes like a little girl. You know, she starts talking very soft, and she starts batting those big eyes, and, you know, batting her lashes, and you know how Natalie does it. So she has perfected the game of seduction with some of these men. So I feel like Natalie is totally using Josh, you know, to try to tried to get into the industry. I mean, he helped her get this apartment. He helped her get a car. She's driving around to LA without a worry in the world, okay? Because he's taking care of everything financially. I'm assuming because she doesn't work, unless she's using her 90-day money. I don't know. She doesn't work, so he's basically taking care of her. And their friends are like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, can't you see it? What did his friend say? His friend, he put it so well. Oh, the friend says that Josh is purposely being dumb towards the whole Natalie situation. Like, he knows exactly what the game is. He knows what's up, but he's going to play ignorant because he doesn't want her to stop. He likes it. Moving on to Debbie. Debbie is on her way to Miami with her son. We know that her son is a police officer. He's very, very overprotective with his mother. And so he decided to come with her in case, I don't know, to babysit her. I have no idea. So she arrives in Miami, and she finally gets to meet Ruben the Cuban. And when they meet like outside, and Debbie is wearing, to me, it reminded me of like the 1920s flapper girls. It's a dress that's got like the layered fringe on it, like what the flappers used to wear. And the dress is cut kind of short, like above her knee. And then she has on this multicolored blue cover. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know. I cannot describe the clothes that Debbie wears. I don't even know what this is. It's like some type of a coverall, lacy coverall type of thing that she wears over the dress. She had her feathered fan with her. She had her sparkly shoes. And Ruben had on like a multicolored button-down shirt. I think he was wearing jeans. He had on a fedora, some yellow sunglasses. And so he shows up with balloons and flowers, a bouquet of flowers, and a bag with like a bag of presents or something with gifts. And so when Debbie sees him, she had the audacity to say that it was a little bit too much for her. She said that it was overkill because it was too many colors. And that she said compared to him, she looked more conservative. In what universe, Debbie? Because when they were side by side, he looked totally like Miami. Like, I understood his look. It was very Miami. It wasn't overkill. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't crazy. The shirt was bold. It was extremely colorful. It had mostly blues. And coincidentally, it matched her dress. I mean, they looked like they were color coordinated. Her dress, you know, with the fringe on it, being cut as short as it was cut for, you know, a woman her age, which I don't have a problem with how anybody dresses. So I'm not like judging her, but the dress was cut short. It was like above her knees. It had fringe on it. She had her hair down. Her thick, long, luscious blonde hair was down. She had her feather. I mean, she looked like, I don't know what, like she stepped out of the 1930s, or that she was going to a costume party, a 1930s themed costume party, or that she was going to be performing on stage doing some type of a cabaret. She looked out there, as she normally does, because that's just her style. And that's what we love about Debbie. So there's nothing wrong with that. But for her to say that he was overkill when she was dressed the way she was, I didn't get it at all. So, they go dancing and they have drinks, and while they're having drinks, I guess she got the vibe that maybe Ruben was really feeling her, like maybe there was some type of chemistry between. I don't know how she felt about him in that department, but she kind of gave me the impression that she was sensing that he was really feeling her, right? That he was attracted to her, because in her confessional, she says that she hasn't had sex in 14 years. You know, she was like, and I haven't had sex in 14 years. and she's kind of hesitant about it, and she's kind of like she doesn't want to go there because she's scared. She said it's like looking over, she compared it to looking over the Grand Canyon. That's like the kind of fear that it instills in her, the idea of being intimate with someone. And so she didn't want to go there at all whatsoever. She wanted to take it extremely slow. She tells us that when she went to Morocco, Osama had tried to have sex with her several times, but she kept blocking him. So she is not ready for that at all. She says that she she's worried about having a boom boom coronary if she tries to do anything with Ruben. So she ended the date before one thing could lead to another, and he gave her a kiss goodnight, put her in her Uber, and sent her back to her hotel. So yeah, it was cute. The Debbie segments are going to be, just, fun and cute. They're not going to be too serious. It's just, I guess Debbie was like a fan favorite. And so TLC or the producers of 90 whoever's in charge of all of this, they're like, you know what? She was a fan favorite. The public really took to her. So let's just put her back into something. So they're creating all of these storylines for her. There's not really much going on seriously with Debbie. She's just here for the fun of it. Moving on from there, let's talk about John. Okay, Patrick's brother, John. John finally got him some damn deodorant because he arrived in San Antonio without his toiletry bag, and so he had no deodorant. So he called the hotel front desk, and they sent him up some. I'm just like wondering what took you so long? In the whole time that you've been in San Antonio, the 1 or 2 or 3 days that you've been there, you've never walked by a Walmart, a Walgreens, a CVS, or anything, but that's fine. So he FaceTimes his brother Patrick, and they talk about John meeting Megan's daughter for the very first time. And Patrick tells John, I don't think it's a really good idea because you and Megan don't really know where the relationship is going. So if you're not sure how serious you are with her, I would not advise meeting her daughter, because if things don't work out between you and Megan, you're going to also have to deal with, the daughter and her emotions and her feelings, especially like if she gets attached to John. So John doesn't want to hear that. He's going to meet the daughter anyway. So he goes to the park where he meets Megan and her little girl, River. And Megan tells us that River is on the spectrum and that she is nonverbal. Cute as a button, though. The child is so adorable. And so they were trying to put training wheels on her little bicycle, and John handed her the wrench, and so she got down and dirty with them, and she was trying to put those screws on her bike, and it was really, really adorable. So after they spend time with River later on that night, John and Megan, they go out on a date, and John brings up the possibility of Megan coming to Las Vegas to meet his family. Megan understands how close John is with his family, so she's taking this as a really big step, for their relationship. And John says in his confessional that Megan is everything he's ever wanted in a woman, and he likes the fact that she helps him push through his fears. Like, he always had a fear of dating a woman with children or being a parental figure to a child or having children, and he's past that now because he wanted to meet her daughter, and it seems like he really took to her daughter. So even though John is happy with Megan, my instincts are telling me that Megan might be in this for the wrong reasons. I don't know. I don't trust people who want to meet reality TV stars in their DMs. I just don't trust it. I don't know. I feel because of the fact that she wants to rush this relationship, like she wants to hurry up and start living together. She already introduced him to her daughter. And I think her as the mother, she should have waited. She should have made the call to postpone John and the daughter meeting, because even though they've been dating for 5 or 6 months, this is like the second time that they've actually seen each other in person. So there isn't a lot of history there between them. And she's already introducing him to her daughter, and she wants to move in with him. And she's already talking about something about Megan just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, I feel like she might be an opportunist or something. I don't know, y'all. I could be wrong, but that's what, my intuition is telling me about Megan. And John has taken to her so quickly. And I kind of feel like, you know, he's kind of like falling for her. And I don't know. I just hope she's not a succubus. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.